Hello, welcome to a unique live stream that we are not streaming live so that we can celebrate our anniversary. I have dragged my poor husband into this with me because we are going to talk about how we have stayed together for nearly 20 years. And today we're celebrating our 12th wedding anniversary. As usual, I am sick on our anniversary, which is not a big surprise. I'm just lucky I didn't get sick the day of our wedding.
Drove past, though.
Yeah, I did drive past. And drove away. But that wasn't me. So anyway, we've been together for 19 and a half years. We've been married for 12. And we get a lot of comments because when we've known each other since he was 5 and I was 6.5. He was in my brother's kindergarten class. So we started dating when I was 16 and he was 14. We get a lot of comments about how cute it is that we've been together for so long. And oh my gosh, it's so cute. You've known each other your whole lives. It's not cute. It's a lot of work.
Lots of work.
But I would say it's worth it because, I mean, there's nobody else that I'd rather be around 90% of the time than you. So, I thought that in honor of our anniversary, since, we can't go out anywhere because I'm not feeling well, we would do something where we talk a little bit about how we've kind of made it work. And I know my mom is going to watch this and she's going to say, it's because of me. And yes, in a way, it is a lot to do with having a good support system, good influences, good examples. We're very lucky to have a lot of people who are involved and help us with our kids and my health crises when they come up and that kind of stuff. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce my amazing husband, Dave. He is also the artist behind the Instagram page, White Knight Designs. You'll see me tag him a lot in stuff, so go check out his stuff. He's amazing, and that's not just me as his wife complimenting him. He really is amazing. So, what should we talk about first when it comes to how we've stuck it out for 12 years and actually still like each other?
The amount of perseverance and compromise that we have to make on a monthly or weekly or daily or hourly basis.
That's true. We do persevere because it is not easy, as most people talk about. Everybody gets divorced these days. When we got married, even though we'd been together for 7 years at that point, we still had a lot of people saying, when you guys get divorced? When you guys get divorced? When I went to university, oh, you guys are going to split up because you're going to find someone else.
And long distance was just 45 minutes away somehow.
Yeah. But we are pretty good at persevering because even though we're very opposite people, we're both extremely stubborn people. So, yeah. So, even if we had thought, oh, well, maybe that person's right or this person's right, there's no way we're going to give someone else the benefit of deciding our relationship. It's ours. Thank you very much. So one thing that we have learned to do is hold hands and go, okay, I'm really mad at you right now, but we're in this together. Let's keep going. We have a rule where even when we're mad at each other, we have to say, I love you if we're not going to see each other again for a while. Mm-hmm. So we'll be in the middle of an argument and one of us wants to storm out the door and we've got an, I love you, as we slam the door because, it would really suck if you get into a car accident and the last thing you ever said to someone was something horrible.
That would be.
We also have learned to try not to
go to bed angry.
Yeah, but we sometimes have learned that that's not always the best advice. When we first got married, we were told, don't go to bed angry. But sometimes it's best to just fall asleep, wake up in the morning, and realize it's not such a big deal.
Sometimes. But more often than not, I hunt you down and make you talk to me anyway.
You make me talk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Says the guy who goes down in the basement, doesn't want to talk. We compromise. We've learned to pick our battles. When we first got together, before we were even married, I did not do a good job at picking our battles. I was like...
Oh, you picked them.
I picked all of them. If there was a battle to be had, I was determined that I would pick it. Oh, you've gone out with your friends and you haven't let me know where you are? Oh, that's a good reason to fight. You shut your cell phone off or let the battery die? That's a great reason to fight. You played your video games for too long or too loud? That's a good fight. We should do that one. Oh, shoot.
That's coffee.
Um,
You spill your coffee in bed? That's a good one.
Yeah. Except I'm the one who did it, so don't you dare start the fight, right? That's how it works. I get to start the fights, you don't. But over the years, we learned that things like, let's use tattoos for an example. My husband had always wanted a tattoo since before we were together. And keep in mind, he was 14 when we got together, so he'd wanted one for a while. But in my mind, I hated tattoos. Granted, I have one now, but I hated them. And I did not want him to get one because I would find it super unattractive. And how could he possibly have one? Oh, they're horrible. They're horrible. Why would you do that to yourself? Well, you want to know something funny? It's his body. It's his choice. I don't get to decide what he does to himself. And yet, for years, he would just go with it and be like, okay, fine. She doesn't like them. I won't get it. And then one day it occurred to me that how would I feel if he told me, you can't wear your hair like that, or don't wear those jeans, or you can't dye your hair that color, or. I'd be pretty pissed. So the idea of me telling him what he could or couldn't do to his body or wear or whatever didn't make sense anymore. And I think that goes along with one of your other points there, is that we've learned to grow together and go, wait a sec. When you're 14 and 16, you pick lots of fights. You don't understand how to fight. You don't understand how to work together. You don't understand adapting to another person.
Plus hormones.
Plus teenage hormones, yeah. So we, over the years, have learned that, you know what? Some things are just not worth fighting about. And the more we've learned that, and the more we've gone, is it really worth fighting with him that he says he filled the dishwasher, I say he didn't, the kids did, I don't know, just stupid things. It's not worth fighting about. Do you have something to add to that?
You got that covered.
Another thing about us is that we're extremely different. Like, my personality and his personality are oil and water. There is not a messier, more disorganized, innately free-spirited, nonsensical person that I know than myself. There is also not a more OCD, obsessive, organized, straight line type of person that I know than him. Mm-hmm. So how do you think that works? You being like, no, let's draw what the living room looks like. Stop just hanging things and stop bringing furniture into this house that's bigger than the living room.
You mean actually measure things?
Yeah. How do you think that works?
Again, just compromise. Understanding the traits that we have and actually talking to each other to use each other's expertise when it comes to either design or function versus I like that.
Yeah, I do a lot of I like that. We've learned to accept each other's strengths and weaknesses. Mm-hmm. That doesn't mean we don't fight, because my God, we still fight sometimes. Usually regarding things that are, well, I think that the things we fight about now are more important than the things we used.
Worthwhile fighting about, rather than just silly, inane things.
Yeah. And we used to fight about everything, I think, when we first got married.
First couple of years were rough.
Yeah.
But that's the feeler stage, trying to figure out what you do, what I do, how that works in a home state.
I also think too that when you're in a relationship, if you don't fight ever, that's not a good thing either.
No, it's just you bottling up and deciding that, no, we have a perfect relationship. No, you don't.
No.
You're just bottling things up and you're going to explode later.
Yeah, so good luck with that.
Yeah, enjoy.
So the other thing is that we are genuinely the best of friends. I have not really... there's very few people that I've spent 20 years with that I actually still want to spend 20 years with that weren't genetically related to me.
Yeah.
And yet, every single day, we choose that, yes, this is the person I want to be with. Yes, I want to come home to this person, even when I'm mad. And we've also learned to kind of adapt to being more alike as we've gotten older than less alike. When we first started dating, I would tease him because if we went to McDonald's, he would fold up his garbage before he threw it away, and I would crumple it up, which is a pretty good example of you versus me.
Yeah.
And then a few years ago, I saw him grab his lunch wrapper and he just crumpled it on a ball and threw it away, and I went, oh my God. And other things are like, when we were dating, I thought Monty Python made no sense. It wasn't funny.
It doesn't. That's a pretty thing.
But now I really, really enjoy it. And I did not at the time. The other thing is he's really into like musical scores and things like that. And I was like, what is this music? You can't sing along to it. No, we sing. Singing with music. He does not sing.
Yeah.
And honestly, there have been a few times that I'll be sitting at work and I'm like, I want to listen to music, but I need to focus. And I find myself uploading onto my phone some of his music, like the soundtrack for Lord of the Rings, or...
Because it's good.
It is good, and it's easy to listen to when you're working.
Helps you be creative as well. You can use your own imagination.
I don't want to use my imagination. I just want to focus.
Well, creative writing, you never know.
So what else do you think? Do you think there's anything else that has kept us together for 12 years?
Just not sweating the small things. Enjoying each other's company.
Yeah. And accepting our differences, because I cannot play a video game to save my life. And he will not pick up a book unless he was meant to squash a fly with it.
They're good for that.
But as you know, I love books and he loves video games. Does it matter that we don't play them together? No.
No. But the thing is, we're both fans of good storytelling.
That's true.
It's just a different medium in which it's told.
Yeah. You like to be involved in the story.
I like having choice.
Yeah. Which is funny because I'm the one who's more crazy that way.
Yeah. But you respect where the author's trying to take you.
That's true. I trust that the author knew what they were trying to say. So, anyway, in honor of 12 years together, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Thanks for joining us and listening to us ramble. And I guarantee it'll be a very long time before he willingly does this ever again.
Yeah, probably.